right, yeah. Good evening, Emeka. Thank you for joining me here. Uh, Basically, we want to know who you are. Just introduce yourself and tell us what you do. And
All right.
you can tell us how old you are and then what you do. Yeah, go on.
All right. Okay. Thank you very much for having me. My name is Emeka. I am 20 years old, soon to be 21, and I am a freelance YouTube script writer, which is quite a mouthful, but just for short, I'm a writer who works in the gig economy. So I get my clients on Fiverr and Upwork. And yeah, that's how I earn a living, basically.
When you say earn a living, is it just making just enough to get by, or do you really make good income from what you do?
Yeah, definitely. For what I do, I make I would say I make good income. Definitely more than enough to sustain my lifestyle.
Okay, so for people like you who do similar things like you do, I wouldn't want you to tell us exactly what you earn. What kind of incomes are you pulling from being a YouTube video scripter?
Okay, so per year, I think around the $1,000 mark is a good place to aim for per
Per
month.
month?
I
Per month.
think yeah, per month is a really good
Okay.
place to aim for people who are definitely not new to it, but it's a good target to have $1,000 a month, which is you know really good for especially because we're living in Nigeria and we know what the minimum wage is. Yeah, $1,000 per month is a good target that most people can aim for. It can be below that, it can be above that, but around that is fine.
So somebody who becomes basically a writer first, because for you
Exactly.
to specialize in writing YouTube scripts, you must have the foundation of being able to write very well. You used to write for us in those days. So from then you metamorphosed into, so what led you into YouTube scripting? How did you get the idea of writing scripts for YouTube videos?
So like you said, I was writing for you. I was writing for Mr. Chime's room for years. I was writing articles at the time. But I've always been in love with YouTube as a platform. I've always consumed YouTube content. I watch YouTube a lot, even till now that I produce for YouTube. I still watch a lot of YouTube. So I always liked YouTube, and so it got to a point, and I think everyone gets to that point where you feel like you can't really work for one person anymore. You just get to that point where you feel like, and it's not even like pride or anything, but you just get to that point where you feel like you've outgrown a certain space and you want more, you want your own clients, you want to be able to negotiate prices on your own and everything like that. And so I went on, I did a lot of research, like, okay, because I knew that, okay, my boss was getting his clients from somewhere. So that means there are clients out there that, want to do this type of thing. So I went on YouTube and I searched like, okay, what platforms can I get clients for? My initial thought was actually article writing. So I was like, okay, where can I get clients for article writing? And they were like Fiverr, Upwork. So I opened a Fiverr account because most people said Fiverr was better. I don't really know which is better. Like some people prefer Upwork, but I prefer Fiverr personally. So I opened the Fiverr account. I think I opened it in November 2019. And for a month, there was nothing, absolutely nothing. So I went back, did a ton of research, watched a lot of videos on like, okay, things you should do, how to get good tags, how to get good, how to optimize your gig for search engine optimization, things like that. And I went back and I was always like iterating. And then I'll remember like January 2020, I got my first gig, was $10 for 2,000 words. So it was nothing. Like it was less than what I was earning currently.
Yeah, working
But
for
yeah,
someone locally.
exactly. But it was, yeah, imagine like it was less than what I was earning by writing locally. But I knew that, okay, that was a good place to start because all the videos I watched, all of them were like, you're going to have to earn dirt cheap in the beginning. It's normal. Do it, get your good reviews, and then you can bump up price. So I was like, I'll do anything for any price. So I wrote for the person. Luckily, it was not just a one-off gig. I was lucky enough to get someone that purchased 3, 4, 5 gigs. So that just helped me totally because it gave me reviews. And in the gig economy, reviews is the currency. So I got enough reviews. And then I started getting, some orders here and there. But I didn't stop optimizing my gig. I kept watching videos. And then one video I watched was a guy who actually did the same thing. He did an experiment where he opened a Fiverr account and he tried to see how much he could make. So one thing the guy did in that experiment was he created a video for his gig. So like he said, "Hi, my name is this is what I do," and he put it on his Fiverr. And that really helped him. So I was like, it seems as though Fiverr likes videos. So like they can verify that, okay, it's you that's actually doing the gig, not someone else. So I made a video, put it on my gig, and that was when I saw like massive growth, and I started getting tons of orders, and I could start increasing my earnings gradually until I could start increasing because I started getting a lot of ratings. And I think after 6 months, it got to the point where I was having too many orders that I had to hire people.
That's cool.
Yeah. And right now I have 2 writers that work for me full time, and one that works on sometimes if I overbooked, exactly, project basis. So yeah, it's been really good this past 2 years. Thank God. But yeah, I took a big step, and it was very helpful at the end of the day, because in 2020 it's like my fears came to reality, because I actually lost my job because not of the fault of the person I was working for at the time, but 2020 happened to all of us, and he just couldn't retain all his employees, so he had to let some of us go. And so it turned out that what I was actually fearing actually came to pass. So I felt really good about taking that step and making that decision to move into the gig economy, and it's been doing very well for me since.
So what do you think is the actual skill that has helped you to do well in this area? What exact skill do you think someone must have if he's going to be able to excel in this area that you're playing in?
Okay, so there are hard skills and there are soft skills. Hard skills, you have to be good at whatever it is you're doing. If you're not good, you're not going to get anywhere. Like a lot of people tell me, oh, they want to open a Fiverr account, and I'm like, okay, what do you want to sell? And they're like, what do they sell there? Anything. And I'm like, really? Yeah, and I'm like, you're not ready. Like if you don't know what you're good at, what you can sell, then you're not even ready at all. You need to learn a skill first before you start. Like most people, they jump the gun and they think about money before they think about the skill that's going to earn them the money. They're like, okay, how can I earn the money? But the first thing you need to have is that hard skill, like whatever it is. For me, it was writing. I've been writing since I left secondary school, like 6 years ago now. And at the beginning, I was very bad. I was not good, but I kept at it. I kept practicing. I didn't think of the money at the time. And, I became good over time. And that's the thing. The first thing that people need to have is just have a hard skill. What's that thing that you know how to do? It could be programming, it could be music, it could be writing, whatever it is. And then soft skills, you need to be able to be disciplined, because in the gig economy, it's cutthroat. If you don't do it, someone else is going to do it.
Absolutely.
You can't sleep. There are no breaks. There are no holidays. Like people often say that there's a feature on Fiverr where you can like go out of office. I have never used that feature before, because everything I've read about that feature is bad news. Everyone says that if you click out of office before you can get that ranking to like be at the top again is hell.
Stuff.
Because like people in that space of time where you're like out of it, people will just. So like in the past 2 years, I think the only breaks I've gotten is like first Christmas Day, my birthday. Like it's one day. Like you don't have 2 weeks, 3 weeks vacation. Nobody has time for that. So you need to be able to be disciplined, to be able to say, okay, I'm going to be doing this almost every day. Like obviously there are some days that you don't have anything to do. It's just the nature of freelancing. But just know that if there is something to do, you're going to be available to do that thing at that time. Because like I said, it's cutthroat. And then you need to be a people person, because you have to discuss with clients. That's the thing. Many people know how to do skills, but they don't know how to negotiate. They don't know how to discuss with clients. They don't know how to explain expectations. Like, for example, you see a lot of programmers, for example, they don't know how to break down what it is that they do so that other people can understand. They only speak in programmers' terms, but that's difficult because your clients won't be able to relate with you. So you need to be able to explain to them in normal English that, oh, here is this, here is this, here is this. Those are the skills that I feel like are important to learn as a baseline. Definitely, as you keep working, you definitely get more skills. You'll learn some more things. But just to start with, you need the hard skill. You need the soft skills like negotiating and discussing with people.
Now, you mentioned that you left secondary school 5, 6 years ago. So have you gone to the university now?
No, I have not. I
So
decided
you
not
don't
to
need,
go.
or you decided not to go. We'll come back to that.
Yes.
Now, you don't need a university degree, that's what they're saying, to be able to do this. Your
Yes.
secondary school education was all you needed to be able to play in this.
Yes.
That's nice. So that nobody has an excuse to say, I couldn't go to school, because I am of your opinion, I've always said that the being literate really stops at secondary school level. Every other thing you learn in university is mainly, socializations and all that. So it's good. Now, do you have plans to go to university?
I've always said that the only way I'll go to school is if that's the only way I can go abroad. So yeah, so there's like it's multifaceted. So
Yeah.
one, I'm not going to school in Nigeria. No, I feel it's a waste of
Okay.
time for what I want to
Yeah.
do. That's just it. I'm not trying to hate on people who are going to school. Some people need it, but not for me. That's one. And two, if there is a way I can leave the country for work or on a business, something like that, I will. But if every other avenue is short and it's just school, that is the only point. So like school is like my last resort. So like school is my last
you're
resort.
going to go to school and you have to be outside the country, but you're going to go to school if school is the only way you're going to leave the country.
Exactly.
Now, your clients that you work for, where are they based? In Nigeria? Where?
Everywhere in the world. I think I've gotten clients from every continent of the world. Lots and lots of different countries, probably like 50 countries at this point. Most of my clients are in the US, Canada, and the UK. But yeah, that's where most of my
and
clients
these guys are Caucasians, not Africans.
Yes. Many of them white. My biggest client to date is Aperture. 1 million subscribers on YouTube. White guy. And yeah, I've been working with him for over a year now on a consistent basis. And yeah, it has been really good.
So what do you have to say to an average Nigerian young person who is leaving secondary school, or who is even a graduate, or who is an undergraduate in Nigeria now? ASU has been on strike. We don't know when it's going to end. I've seen people tell people go and learn hairdressing and all that. I've always argued against that. I've always believed that you should learn a soft skill, you should learn a digital skill and all that. So what exactly would you be saying to someone who is young and who doesn't know what to do? What would you tell the person to do now? Somebody says, I don't know what to do, I need to earn money. What exactly would you be telling the person?
All right. So the first thing I'll tell the person is, what are you interested in? Because if you learn a skill that you have, I know, like, you don't need passion to earn money. For example, I'm not passionate about all the things I write about, but at the fundamental level, I like writing. And I feel like that should be the base. Like, what do you like? Do you like to write? Do you like to understand how computers work? Do you like to design? Do you draw? Are you very good with fashion? Things like that. Once you find not really the skill, once you just find something that you have an inclination towards, pursue it. Take the next 3 to 6 months and just learn. Don't think, like, I know it's difficult to tell people don't think about money now, but it's just the reality of the way things work. Like,
the truth.
Like, money is attracted to value. You have to build up that value first before you can think about money. So I would encourage them, like, use this period that ASU is on strike. I know it's not really it's not a great advice for everyone. There are some people that really like school, but if you are at the point where you're confused about life, that means you might be rethinking school. And if you're rethinking school, I would just say, take this time that ASU is on strike to just dive deep, learn everything that you can. Everything can be learned for free. I learned everything I know about writing, everything I know about Fiverr. I learned it on YouTube for free. Zero. Don't pay for any course. Don't pay for any course as you're just starting. When you get further and further, you might need to pay for courses, but at the beginning, don't pay for any course. Just buy your data, spend loads of time on YouTube, websites, learning. And when you feel like you've gotten to a point where you've learned enough, there are lots of places to look for clients. And I think one thing that people are always scared of is because they're Nigerian, they won't be accepted. But I found that in my 2 years of working, that's actually not true. If you're good enough, anybody will hire you. there might be some few people that will say, but like personally, I've never experienced it where somebody says, I'm not going to work with you if you're Nigerian. I've never experienced it. Some people even say, oh, I know some nice Nigerians over here. Oh, I know some. So, like, just take that out of your mind. Not everyone thinks of us as scammers. There are loads of people who, and even if they do think of you as a scammer per se, that is why platforms like Fiverr and Upwork are really good, because technically they don't have to do business with you direct. They know that
Yes.
their money is safe,
Mm-hmm.
because Fiverr holds the money, Upwork holds the money. So they aren't scared of losing their money. So they are freer
Exactly.
to work with you as a Nigerian than maybe if you came to meet them directly. So once you do that, just open, there are loads of them now. Just open one. I was lucky because I feel like I got into Fiverr at a point where YouTube script writing was not really that popular. Right now, it's a lot more popular because of the lockdown and everybody being at home.
Yeah.
So, Upwork is a really good one for people who are just starting out because you can bid for jobs. Fiverr,
Yes.
the jobs have to come to you. So you have to do a lot of SEO. But on Upwork, you bid for jobs, you submit proposals. And, once you have a body of work, and that's the thing. And that's another thing that most people don't know. Like, they feel like they want to start earning money immediately, but they have nothing to show for their work.
No portfolio at all.
Yeah, no portfolio. And I think that is an error of our educational system. People think that the real world is dependent on certificates. For the 2 years I've worked, absolutely nobody has asked me for a certificate. Absolutely nobody has asked me for an English language certificate or a writing degree or anything. The only thing people ask for is, where's your portfolio? Where's your resume? What can you do? What can you show us that you've done? And so I'll tell people, throughout your learning process, do work. Like, do work for free. Just make stuff. Go online, look at things. Does your friend need you to do something? Do it for free. People are so scared of doing free work nowadays. Like, everybody's like, oh, you must pay me before I do anything. But like, that's not how the world works. And nobody can trust you if you've not done stuff before. So do stuff for free in the beginning, even if it's just for yourself as practice. Keep doing stuff. Then once you have that body, that portfolio, you can go on these websites. You can reach out to people directly via email if that's something that you think could work for you. And then find these clients, do good work, get good reviews, get referrals, and in 18 months, you're definitely going to start. If you follow this process in 18 months, you definitely start earning a decent living.
18 months to earn a good living is a very short time because people spend 4, 5, 6, 7 years in the university and come out without any job, without even any real skill. And so if 18 months to 24 months is what it will take you to begin to pull in $500 a month, $1,000 a month, and especially living in a country like Nigeria, that is a lot of money. Today, I think the black market exchange rate of the dollar is over 600 naira.
600,
so
yeah.
If you're pulling $1,000 in a month, that is 600K. You are earning much more than perhaps about 80 to 90% of Nigerians. So the gig economy it is, and you don't need to go to university to do that. And we are not saying people shouldn't go to university. A lot of people that we interview on this program, they are graduates with masters, with certifications, and they are doing amazingly well. What we are saying is that you can go this route, or you can go also the other route. But if you are stuck, the easiest thing is to get a skill and quickly monetize it on Fiverr or on Upwork. Thank you very much. Any other thing you want to say? Or you said everything?
Yeah, I think I've said everything that I need to say. Just for anyone who is going through it, I was at that position in my life. Just give yourself the chance to fail. Tell yourself, okay, what's the worst that could happen? I can lose everything. You can still go back to school in old age. For example, I'm 20. If all of this fails today and I decide to write JAMB today, I'll come out when I'm 24. I'm still not going to be that old.
That's true.
Especially if you're a young person, take a chance on yourself. Take a chance on yourself. You'll never ever regret it.
Thank you very much, Emeka. It's a great pleasure having you here.
Thank you, sir.
All right, talk soon.
Yes, sir. Bye, sir.